All right. Sorry, I'm starting late. I just had some stuff to take care of. Hopefully, a bit too tired to be. Oh my god. I just hope I don't fall asleep. That's been happening. Oh. Hopefully. Oh, this is gonna be kind of like a reaction video of like looking at various like baseball ejections. I found a very long playlist, well, 2 long playlists of ejections. This one in particular stemming from like going all the way starting from like 2009 up to 2023. Not sure why. It's from a channel called Ejection Tracker. I'm not sure why they haven't compiled like ejections from 2024 or even like from this year so far. So that's kind of and yes, I do have the Red Sox logo side because I am from Massachusetts. I do like the Red Sox. Screw you, Yankees. But yeah. It's always fun, like looking at these kind of ejections on whether it was justified or not, and how much of a dick some of these like umpires can get. Whether if it's like they're having a bad day or if they're just dealing with the typical angry ass manager. Not, but I don't know. I only watched like half of this video last night because I was just like too exhausted from like playing Blood, and I do apologize for that if anyone was watching. So I'm not like a huge channel because I hardly get anyone. I'm just talking to myself. So hopefully at some point that will change. But if you are watching at any point or watching this afterwards, welcome. Yeah. I see current bit rate is lower for you. That's not true. So yeah, we'll just here my audio is actually working from my mic. Yeah, it is. Okay. All right. Now let's do this.
I like him behind the plate. He's throwing a lot of strikes. There's a lot of movement on the pitches tonight, but he's throwing a very inconsistent zone. Brennan, usually a very good umpire, too. One of the better ones in baseball.
So Mike tossed out. Ron Renegade, the bench coach, will become the acting manager. That's a couple times this season we've seen Mike.
And keep in mind, I won't know every single name of every player off the top of my head, or even like the name of the umpires, all the name of the umpires or the announcers and whatnot. So I'm not like religious into sports. I'm nothing like that. I just do this just for the sake of it, or sometimes there's something to deviate from watching a lot of gaming videos on YouTube. I need variety, and this is one of them. So yeah.
Ejected already. The Angels are playing just their 13th game.
2000.
Like last night, it gets written up, it gets reported. Obviously, with all the video going on, it gets sent back.
I'm angry about this. Don't draw it. Oh, yeah. You guys.
That's what happens.
Well, Jerry Hairston Jr. didn't like that call at all. He won't have to wait for any blink bench clearing fisticuffs. He's been ejected already by Estabrook.
Well, this guy's struggling behind the plate.
Dusty Baker's been tossed too.
What?
Dusty came out
Bring
to
that.
protect his player, and now Tim Tashita coming over to try to diffuse what's going on. He gets Hairston out of the mix, and now Dusty's going to get in a few licks before he leaves.
Well, if you come out and argue balls and strikes, which you can't.
Yeah, I always get really irritated at times whenever like they show like the replays and such of what happened, that all of a sudden something like just a split second thing will happen and you don't get it immediately. Like you see it after the fact. That always irritates me. But I guess that's what it is.
If you're a manager, you're going to get thumbed. But he went out there really to protect Jerry Hairston, and they're frustrated, and I don't blame them.
I don't either.
So Dusty's been ejected. Hairston's been ejected. Here's another look at that pitch.
That seemed slightly low.
Hairston saying it's low.
So typically with a lot of like baseball games these days, when you watch it on TV, they usually have like the strike zone in like a square or rectangular shape for the viewers. And I'm not the best when it comes to playing baseball myself, because I'm better at playing basketball, baseball. But I know the strike zone can vary depending on who's the umpire or whatnot, and everyone's like viewpoint of like the umpire of like the strike zone is subjective, but it's generally like that. But perspectives, especially for the umpires, can be extremely different, and with the umpires like having a lot of like final say and stuff, can be very irritating, especially if certain umpires are extremely biased towards one team or the other.
Estabrook, as soon as you argue balls and strikes, you're dead anyway, so he's out. And now Dusty comes out to try to protect him, and now Estabrook's telling Dusty to leave, and Dusty's going to have a few words before he exits.
Yeah, let him have it, Dusty.
Well, not an easy situation for Estabrook to come in. He's a minor league umpire coming up, taking over for Bob Davidson.
Oh, jeez. That's always the worst position to be in.
Now it's your turn to get behind the plate.
Now, I am not saying that every umpire is bad. There are certain ones, like Angel Hernandez, although thankfully he retired last year. And you know what's funny? I try to find any sort of interview that he's done, like videos on YouTube, and I cannot find a single one. I find more of like other umpires that have been interviewed, especially Joe West, but not Angel Hernandez. I wonder why. Probably would get shat on so much, but
Make a couple of bad calls, and now you're hearing it barking from both sides. The Braves are getting on you.
so if you were to ask me what umpire choose between Angel Hernandez or Joe West, I choose West over Hernandez every fucking time.
The Reds are getting on you. Pitchers are looking at you funny. Batters are stepping out, and you're only in the third inning. And then somebody really demonstratively strike with you, and you're already
Is that even a word?
thumb Hairston out of there. Here comes the manager to protect him, and you're even more on edge, and you thumb him out of there. Now you got everybody in his ballpark on you.
Estabrook staring down Dusty, waiting for him to leave.
Dusty.
Harrison, and Estabrook finally turns and goes back to his position. Chris Spire will take over.
I think if you're ejected and if you refuse to leave the dugout, I think at that point the umpire will call security on you and make you leave.
Over the bench coach for the Reds.
Ooh.
In tight. It's 2-0.
Now Pudge getting into it with DeMuro. Now Pudge held that ball
Oh,
a long
boy.
time, and I think DeMuro barked at him. Like, throw the ball back. You're showing me up.
Don't do it, Rodriguez. Don't do it. Don't do it.
He's gone.
Yep.
Cecil Cooper out,
But feel free to join in. It's always really nice to have some company.
good job here by LaTroy. Come in, and you just don't want Pudge to get too worked up and end up in a situation where he bumps.
Get ejected.
Some kind of suspension. I think he's pretty well under control as he tries to make his point, but in the heat of battle.
Yeah, he is fuming mad.
A frustrating night for so many of the Astro hitters, uncomfortable with the zone that DeMuro's had. All those called third strikes. I think Pudge was just trying to make a point. Say, how about this one? This looks pretty good, doesn't it? That's Dale Scott, the crew chief there.
God, I really wish every umpire was required to have like a portable microphone on them so I can hear all this kind of crap going on. But if you watch like videos like the infamous Earl Weaver being ejected in from a game in the 1980s, you'll understand why they don't do that.
In between DeMuro and Rodriguez, and Dave Clark coming out to keep Pudge from running into further difficulties here. And J.R. Tolles will be coming in to do the rest of the catching now. And there goes Coop.
Oh, there he goes.
Coop knew he was going to get it, and that's why he stayed out there to support his player. Hopefully an umpire in a called strike situation is only going to take so much. So typically when you see a manager ejected here, it's because he wants to go. He wants to make his point, and he's willing to hang in there until you toss him. Now Ed Romero. And the difference in this one as opposed to some of the other ones, of course, is he didn't hit his spot. Pudge had to reach across to get it, but Pudge holding it there. Because the bottom line is, we talk about what umpires give and don't give you. The bottom line is they should call the strike zone as they see it. And again, that's not an easy pitch to call for an umpire. The catcher set up.
You see that huge cheering and such, like it happens like at the moment while they're doing the replay. That's exactly what gets on my nerves because I want to see what they're actually cheering at. But by the time they get back to what's going on, it's kind of too late. Oh yeah, they'll show a replay of it afterwards, but I like to see it at that moment. But that's just me.
The outside corner, you almost never get that call.
Was it Florida? Cody Ross. Oh boy. Oh god. Oh Manuel. Yep. Now this is the guy who currently has the most ejections on his record. I don't remember the exact number.
We talk about two war horses. Charlie and Ed Montague.
Oh, I heard that.
He still hasn't left. Ed Montague's going to make sure he does, though. Charlie is getting his money's worth.
Yeah, you tell him, Charlie. He's still around, is he?
This was the pitch. He reads it. It's inside. It's clearly inside, yeah.
Yeah, it is outside.
He sets
Oh,
and
boy.
deals. And if he hold it,
What?
he got
Oh.
it. Lowell
Wow.
strikes out, and now the first base umpire is saying it hit the ground.
Wait, what?
So Lowell asked Buckner to check with the first base umpire, and Mike Everett said the ball hit the ground. Now Shopik and Eric Wedge are going to have an argument.
Oh boy.
Well, they'll have to get it right. They'll have to talk about it, and he can get some help. CB
Yeah.
Buckner, at sometimes, he can't see it from where he's at. And obviously, Mike Everett at first says it hit the ground. He saw it. He would not call it if he wasn't sure. Unless Terry Francona asked him to.
Oh, Terry
double check.
Francona.
He's explaining to Eric Wedge that ball hit the ground, and I'm sure we'll get a look at it. I mean, it was close. He did get a piece of it. Let's take a look at it and see what it does. Put the ball down there. It hits the ground. Good call.
Yeah, I can see the dust there.
There it was. There you go.
Bounces it fair or foul? Foul.
Now, granted, this was filmed. This was back in 2009 when they were barely getting into the implementing the standard HD of 720p. So you'll have to forgive the quality of this. In fact, if I go here, yeah, 720p. So they weren't really at the 1080p standard yet, like all around. But now today it's like 4K and such. But back then, 4K was a pipe dream away.
Was the call? They waited forever to make the call.
Wow.
DeRosa's got a beef, and here
Oh,
comes
boy.
Wedge again.
Well, this is C.B. Buckner's call because it's his up until it gets to the bag, and it's Brian Gorman's after it gets to third base.
Well, he never made the call until after DeRosa stepped on the bag. I think that's why DeRosa was upset.
Well, DeRosa says it was fair.
That umpire's making that hand gesture. It looks like he
Now
might
he's gonna
eject
go
him.
to Brian Gorman. How about this? Back-to-back pitches. Well, you better try something else because the curveball's not working. One short hops, one goes foul.
Tell you what, Eric Wedge has been upset with his team, and this has not gotten him in a very good mood early here tonight, and I don't think he's long for this game.
No. He's
going to get his money's worth right here.
He been ejected?
This is a manager whose fuse has been lit.
Oh,
and
now he has.
That's okay.
Eric Wedge is telling him he feels like that's twice he's been robbed here in the inning.
Well, it hit the dirt clearly.
Again, this is a man who's had a lot of pent-up frustration over the way his club has played, and he may have just needed to blow off some steam. So Eric Wedge has been ejected from the game. Let's get one more look at this foul.
Yeah, look at this.
We're not going to be able to tell from that angle. That's from behind.
Oh, this is a different play. Okay.
You know, right now that's got to be.
I thought they were talking about the.
That's what Eric Wedge was saying.
You know why? Because
I thought they were talking about like the
DeRosa was
plate
there.
when
Now,
they were
if he was
pitching.
blocked, he may ask for help, but that's his call. The ball's past third base.
That's what Eric Wedge was saying to Brian Gorman. That's your call.
2009. Jeez. Am I that old? Oh. Oh, what? What? A balk? Are you kidding me?
They're going to tag the runner out just in case, but a timeout had been taken.
Oh, just in case.
That even though there was a balk, they got the
Oh, not Angel Hernandez. This is the fuck face that I think every MLB baseball fan could agree they do not like at all. They do not care for Angel Hernandez. I have yet to meet anyone who is a huge fan of him. That might change at some point. I don't know.
Called the balk, and Angel Hernandez immediately goes out and said, no, there was a timeout once I called the balk.
Well, I didn't see a balk, and of course it's what your front foot does. Now watch his front foot. Does it go by the pitching rubber?
Which front foot?
Past it. In other words, move.
Depends.
No, that's not a balk.
Yeah, that's not a balk at all.
Right over to first base. And there's no way you can argue this. He's going to get tossed here because I tell you what, they blew that call. And he's got to be. He has every right to be furious when we talk about Dave Tremblay. It's a horrible call in a close game, and this is how you win and lose ball games.
He's going to get tossed here. He wants it.
Yeah, I'm surprised he hasn't been tossed yet. Oh, now he has. Yeah, you get in his face.
Umpire had to turn it around and Tremblay give him exactly what he deserves because it's a.
Where are you going? Get in his face some more. Damn it. Fuck Hernandez.
2 outs and nobody on base.
Now, I wouldn't recommend anyone trying to dox Hernandez in reality or harass him in any way because I don't know him personally. For all I know, he could be a nice guy socially, but as an umpire, he just is terrible. But you never know.
You have another runner in scoring position because, you know, you got an inexperienced
that's-
runner. Watch this. Does the right foot go behind the pitching rubber?
No, it doesn't. Fucking does.
Taken for a called third strike.
Oh boy.
The second time that's happened to Davis tonight. This happened to Kinsler twice tonight too.
Oh boy.
And thrown
Yeah.
out of the game now is Chris Davis.
He couldn't wait to throw him out of the game. He sat there looking at him. He asked him a question. He couldn't wait to make that call. That's what he makes.
Fucking bullshit.
Turn around and walk away. Let it diffuse itself. Instead of taking your mask off, walk toward the hitter. Let him say one thing and then throw him out. Nice going. You got your
Bullshit.
Saltalamacchia tried to play peacemaker there, tried to steer Davis away. And much of hesitation here in the strike three call, too.
Well, if I'm Chris Davis, I'm going to argue with that call, too. He didn't cuss at him. He said, "You know it's not close."
Oh, I heard him
Robbie
cuss.
Holiday on deck. Cussed as always. No margin for error, and Eddie begins with 3 in a row. I missed again. It's 2-0 A's. Third time Cust has walked in this game. Well, Eddie was brought on just to face the lefty, Jack Cust. He was going to come out.
Oh boy.
Afterwards, one way or another, but this is a tough way to have to come out. He comes in and throws 4 in a row that miss, and now he's got to walk off that mound.
I swear, anytime the manager will go to chat with his guys at the mount, they usually get ejected afterwards because the umpire just eavesdrops on the conversation. Or when this happens.
And now Eddie, well, he's been thrown out of the game. But of course, he was already out of the game. As we said, it's been a frustrating month for Eddie.
Next video. Hey, ejections.
That will go as a base hit with a runner in scoring position with Nick Markakis with no RBI.
Oh, curveball and strike 3.
Don't throw it. And he's out.
He's tossed the bat. He's tossed the helmet. And he better be careful he doesn't get tossed.
Well, the 2-0 pitch, he didn't like that one, and he doesn't like strike 3 either.
Dave Tremblay is
chin
to chin with crew chief Jerry Lane because he was ejected from the ball game shortly after we went to commercial. Home plate umpire Chris Tiller, who's in his first year as a member of the crew in the major leagues, had called out Aubrey Huff on a called third strike. Obviously Tremblay didn't like the call. He starts jawing at Tiller, and Tiller does this.
Well, he kind of goes, oh, well, I'm going to throw, well, go ahead and throw him out. So he throws him out, and Tremblay's saying, hey, wait a minute, who's throwing me out here?
Yeah, who's throwing me out?
Which one of you guys are throwing me out?
And then Tremblay decided to hold court with both of them. That was great. Tiller sort of looked to Lane and said, do you mind if I chuck him?
It's very unpredictable. You can't follow him. Both he and Varitek have been a tough match tonight. 2-2. Strike 3. Jeter down looking. He does not like that call.
Careful what you say.
Going to look at Varitek setting up inside. You see a great frame job by Varitek. Almost caught the ball in the heel of his glove and held that glove right there. Now Girardi just got thrown out.
Oh, Joe Girardi. Oh, jeez.
Jerry Meals threw him out. Now Girardi's going to get his money's worth.
He is. I'll say Joe Girardi is very active when he makes his cases.
A little flat, and they've seen flat against the Red Sox all year.
Well, one thing you can't argue is balls and strikes. That's automatic ejection. And, you know, once he came out of the dugout.
Trust me, this is not the most fumed up he gets.
Well, that's a great job by the manager to protect your shortstop, get out there before he gets run. Better that the manager gets thrown out than your shortstop. But a little bit of that has to do with Hughes, too. I think Girardi felt like Phil Hughes got squeezed early in the game a little bit. Of course, John Lester has been around the plate all night long, and when you are, and you do work both sides of the plate, you're going to get the benefit of some calls. But I thought Varitek did a great job of framing this pitch as well.
Nice. You see how to receive the ball, kind of watch him bring it kind of right back in the zone. Turn his glove back over and get the call.
See him hold his glove right there and almost catch it in the heel of his glove.
And the Yankees. Wow, that was way outside. As much as I don't like the Yankees, that was way outside the strike zone.
4 in a row. And now, Nick Swisher is thrown out by the home plate umpire, James Hoy. Joe Girardi will come out and try to set. Well, Joe Girardi had an animated discussion with the home plate umpire.
Oh, animated. That's what I was.
This was strike 3 to Nick Swisher. Swisher didn't like it, said something to Hoy, and Hoy immediately threw him out. Let's see if he was right. Well, we've seen him call worse strikes today, so he's had a wide strike zone.
He's definitely had a wide zone.
No, don't point that out, you stupid.
If I heard Hoy right, in between innings when he was talking to Joe Girardi, he said he can't say that.
Say what?
And Spire hit him at the pitch. Barajas tosses the bat away and doesn't look that way, but Bill Hahn is warning Justin Spire. Scioscia comes out. The home plate umpire, Bill Hahn, had his suspicions after the home run, and then the hit batter.
Well, Justin tried to say Mike Scioscia the same thing. He's trying to say that's a fork ball.
Now a warning to the Blue Jays also not to retaliate.
And that's a situation, a pitcher, if you were going to throw with a bat, you're certainly not going to throw a fork ball. Which came in at 77 miles.
That guy with the hat in the background.
And also, in that situation, the umpires are trying to make sure something wouldn't escalate after so many swings that the Jays have had. Very healthy.
Yeah, you can tell his umpires getting really irritated by him at this point.
Where he did throw at him.
Two guys from Pennsylvania right there. Bill Hahn, the umpire, and Mike Scioscia, the Angels manager, and Hahn's just thrown.
It doesn't matter if you're from the same city. Yeah.
So it has been an
Any
entirely
favors.
forgettable night for the Angels.
Mike Scioscia's protecting his player and Justin Spire. He said, you know, many times you're going to get a warning on a fork ball.
Yeah, I think what they write down is they usually write down the name of the players or managers or coaches. Eject. Track.
Barajas had no reaction whatsoever. But as soon as Hahn warned,
Because after the game, they always have to write up their reports.
and that brought Scioscia out.
Is this the same game?
Reggie Willits.
Yep, he's out.
And the Blue Jays are out. We go to the bottom of the 9th inning.
What the? Oh, boy.
Wow. Spire is not ready to leave the field yet. And Ron Renicky comes out.
Utley now 0 for 6 in this series. And he bounces one slowly. Can he turn two? Castillo gets the out at first, and now they have victory.
Oh boy! No! Run! Oh shit! Oh!
The tag is placed on for the double play. Wait a second.
What?
Did we have an obstruction call?
Obstruction?
Watch this. Victorino comes back and runs into Delgado. Reyes, I'm sorry. See, he runs back into Reyes.
That?
So, obstruction call against
What?
Reyes, which allows Victorino to reach second base safely, and Jerry Manuel out
Gary?
to argue.
Gary, my angle right here, I had the perfect angle where I'm at. It looked to me as if Victorino went out of his way, stepped to his right to get Reyes in trouble. I thought it was a bad call.
I agree. We're watching that on replay right now. You're absolutely right.
He initiated the contact, Victorino. And Mr. Welke and Mr. Manuel are not agreeing on anything tonight.
Well, of course, that's why he's going to get ejected.
Reyes rightly perturbed at that because that'll be an error charge to Reyes for the obstruction.
You know,
let me know if you need me to turn up the volume on this video so you can hear it better. And there he goes.
And he has been ejected. And now he's going to get his money's worth, and he might have just head-butted Bill Welke. And that's
Did he?
Now he's going to get his money's worth, and he might have just head-butted at it.
Wait, where?
He has been ejected.
Ooh! You saw that? Oh, yeah, the brim of his hat, like, hit, like, the umpire's forehead. That might cost him.
That's 3 plays tonight that Jerry has objected to. The first one was the double play the Mets appeared to turn where he didn't get the call. That was definitely a bad call. Then the one earlier in this inning on the foul tip, and now this.
Listen, if it's in normal play or the normal course of events, then of course there could be obstruction. But what happens with Victorino is once he turns around, he seeks out Reyes. And you cannot do that, because if you could do that, everyone would do that anytime they got in a rundown. He even gave Reyes a little forearm shiver there.
Yeah, that was clearly initiated by Victorino.
If Carlson's ready, we may see him.
Strike 3 called. Oh, Matt Holliday, look at him. He is on fire.
Oh, yeah, he is.
Bob Guerin takes his place.
Wow, immediately.
Immediately.
And his first at bat this afternoon, Holliday got rung up on a ball that he thought was just off the plate outside. This pitch was pretty much the same location. He did complain about it in his first at bat. This time he was much more animated. He definitely felt the ball was outside. And that's the second time today he's gotten rung up on a pitch in the same spot that he felt was off the plate. And again, Bob Guerin did a fine job to get out here and keep Holliday in the ball game.
He was clipping along at a very rapid rate. Struck him out looking, and the inning. He flips the bat in disgust. He's got words for Mike DeMuro. But the inning is over. Lee gets out of it. White Sox will leave him loaded. It remains 4-0 Cleveland. Dye's been ejected from the game as we go to the bottom of the 6th. After Jermaine Dye struck out to end the inning, he had words for Mike DeMuro, and it looked like it was over.
Well,
he walked away.
Watch him throw the helmet, though. The helmet goes back towards him.
And that
was an automatic ejection.
Ozzie Guillen came out briefly, but then turned and walked away.
Never mind.
So Dye is out of the ball game.
That's a manager that doesn't care.
Has gone from second base out to right
Much
field,
like Bobby Valentine when he was managing the Red Sox.
Second base for Chicago.
I'm sorry, did I say that out loud? Good.
And now DeMuro is still hearing it from the White Sox dugout.
Oh boy.
And he's yelling back now at Ozzie Guillen, and Ozzie may not be long for this game. And he's gone. He has been ejected by Mike DeMuro, and all he can do is laugh.
I would.
Well, now you might as well come out and have your say. Brzezinski's going to go to the mound. Burley's going to he's going to say, all I was telling you.
He called it a strike, so I'm not sure if what he's saying. I mean, it's a strike to Peralta, so he wasn't arguing that.
That's a good point.
Obviously, he's still chirping about what happened to Jermaine Dye.
Notice how the other umpire's got to come in and get his say. He's got nothing to say.
Like once you're ejected, he doesn't. The umpire doesn't have to say anything.
Why didn't he just get run when Dye got thrown out? Because he turned and walked away, so he didn't get thrown out of the game. Now he's pointing over.
Well, there are some old-fashioned umpires. Some umpires that are like old geezers and such that love to get in a pissing contest with the managers after they've been ejected. It's quite hilarious.
Over toward the Indians dugout.
Oh, yeah, this was before they were renamed the Guardians.
I don't know. I'm at a loss.
Obvious
He's
reasons.
Over, I think at Peralta. Just about the strike zone and the way he was calling it, but again, he called the pitch to Peralta a strike.
It's curveball, slow curveball. It's right there. I don't know.
Unless, I didn't see. Maybe he was reacting to the fact that did Johnny say something to the umpire, and is he saying, why didn't you throw him out? Why else would he be gesturing over toward Peralta?
I have no idea.
In any event, he's been gone. He's been tossed from the game along with Jermaine Dye.
All right, there's the pitch that ends the inning to Jermaine Dye.
It's
inside
a pretty good
corner.
pitch.
Well, he thinks
yeah,
okay,
that's barely
he
outside.
was ejected more so for flipping that helmet, not for saying anything.
He's not going quietly. It's the first ejection of the year for the White Sox, and they lose two. Dye and Ozigian.
I don't think there's ever been a moment when a manager goes quietly after they've been ejected.
Maharas who were effective. And Ordonez is called out on strikes. And Ordonez and Schreiber exchange. Now Schreiber puts his left hand on the back of Ordonez.
But why are you touching him? You're not supposed to touch him.
And that's what's got Jim Leland upset. And I don't blame him.
You're not touching him. Yeah, you don't.
If players touching you, then you should not be touching players.
Yeah, it's like if they're not allowed to touch you, then why are you allowed to touch them? That's what does not make any. That doesn't make any sense.
And he has a very good argument.
Exactly. You get him. Yeah, keep pointing in his face. Yeah, you were.
That's a curveball away, and Ordonez doesn't believe it, but watch Schreiber right here. Well, get out of the box.
What the fuck was that? It's like you.
Interesting that he wants to speed it.
He's basically saying, "What are you doing? What are you doing? You can't do that."
As if to say, let's speed things up here.
Oh yeah, let's speed things up. Yeah, Leland, you got my respect.
Because we haven't had many strikes called tonight.
No, I'm not a big fan of Detroit.
Here's Larish.
Well, Joe West, the crew chief, toward the Tiger dugout, looking in as Jim Leland's going to take his time to leave the dugout.
I wonder if Jim Leland is still around.
Well, that was uncalled for.
Yeah, exactly. This was the umpire's fault. He put his hands on him when he shouldn't. Granted, he wasn't touching him inappropriately, but nonetheless.
Or did it? No, Kadire trying to buy it. But
Wait, what? Is this the same game? Oh no, it's this.
here comes Ron Gardenhire.
Oh, Ron Gardenhire.
That ball didn't come close. Not even close.
No, it's.
Well, Leland was ejected last night, and Gardenhire gets the.
Oh, this is the next night. Okay.
Even thrown out of the game.
Boston with runners in scoring position today, 3 for 18.
Oh man. Terry, oh jeez.
Bill Miller has been ringing up the Red Sox with great regularity today. And I think Tito, whether the pitches were strikes or not, had just gotten tired of it. He's going to get his money's worth.
Now, I'll tell you a story. I'll get back to this, but I'll tell you a story. I actually met Terry Francona a few months after the Red Sox won their World Series in 2004. And he actually came to my middle school to participate in the Math Moves You campaign. And he was there talking, and he gave us some math equations that relate to baseball, and something related to the player Coco. I cannot remember his actual name for the life of me, but in any case, I do remember the news crew was there. I don't know if it was WBZ News or anything like that. I have it recorded on a tape, but I haven't got around to actually transferring it digitally. I just hope I didn't record over it with the stupid Naruto episodes I used to record on Toonami. But yeah, after that seminar, I actually talked to him for a little bit, and he was actually really nice. Despite how angry he gets at umpires when being ejected, he was actually really nice. I hope he's doing all right these days.
You can't argue a ball on a strike call anyhow. It's an automatic ejection, so he's getting his
And when I met him, he wasn't wearing glasses.
money's worth right now. Francona is. That wasn't a called third strike either. That was a 3-0 strike that finally got him tossed.
You tell him, Terry.
So Francona has his say, and he'll go back to the clubhouse now. We mentioned, Gooby, that Miller's been giving that low strike all day long. There was a high strike.
Well, it definitely got the plate. It's whether it was above the belt or not. It was in question. Terry Francona had had enough.
And the pitch. Strike three. Damon down looking again, and he doesn't like it. And he's going to tell Wally Bell as much.
Uh-oh, don't touch that.
Oh, no, don't do that, you idiot!
I've been through that one.
Why would you draw it on the friggin' plate? That's what automatically gets you ejected, you fuck. I don't know why I'm saying this since I hate the Yankees.
It's pretty frustrating, especially with men on base in a clutch situation.
And that from the overhead will show. I mean, the first pitcher's in the other batter's box, but anytime as a player you show them where that ball is. See, he's been on the outside batter's box and the inside. That's a large plate.
And you can see he's saying that's twice because he didn't like the call in the first either.
I don't know why do players keep doing this when they know they're gonna get ejected when they try to draw the strike box.
It hit him, and he pulled the bat back, and so Ugla is on his way down to first. Joe Torre is going to come out. If Ugla bunts at the ball and it hits him, it's a strike.
Oh, that's.
I thought it was just interesting, number one, that Dan Ugla was up there trying to sacrifice. He was. Oh, wait a minute. They're going to overrule this. The
What?
first base umpire, Ed Rapuano, has said, and he didn't bunt at the ball. He was pulling back.
What?
Ed Rapuano.
He pulled it back. He pulled it back. Oh, don't come at me.
Freddie's saying it hit him, and Ed said, no, he bunted at the ball. Well, no, he didn't bunt at the ball. He clearly pulled the bat back as it caught him on the arm. And now Joe West joins the discussion. And Joe's just going to say, hey, look, Ed Rapuano, the first base ump, has a better view and angle than I do. It's up to him. You can see by what he's saying is that Dan Ugla...
Well, at least West didn't jump in just to eject Gonzalez.
Probably have upset Freddie the most is...
Surprised he hasn't been ejected yet.
...asked for the appeal until Joe Torre came out and asked him to ask for the appeal. Normally that's done within a second or two on a check swing or a play like that, and it's the catcher that asks. A little intimidation on Joe Torre's part to Joe West.
Wait, hasn't he been ejected?
Here's another look. He's there. He
brings the bat back. Never bunted at the ball. Comes back, he comes back, and it hits him.
And so Torrey comes out. Did they throw Freddie out of the game? Because
I don't know.
Joe West right now is writing something down. And it looks like he has been ejected.
Really? You didn't give any sign of being ejected.
So Freddie on his way out. Carlos Tosca now in charge. Certainly Freddie will be in close contact. Here's the 1-2. Change up, got him. Uggla snaps his bat.
And he has a right to be upset. And he has a right to be upset at Rapuano.
Uggla's yelling at Rapuano right now. Danny better be careful.
Yeah, he don't want to get thrown out now either. You can be upset, but you can't get thrown out here.
Yeah. Is this the same game?
Bent one. Lodi makes a
Oh my God, it is.
flip out at first. Bonifacio
What?
throws his helmet.
What?
And there's one out.
Hey, it's been a rough night for Ed Rapuano down there at first base. I'm not saying he missed that call. It's just been a tough night. He's had some close plays.
Well, I'll say
Oh, wow. It's very close to set. It's very
Watch Broxton's
close.
foot as he kind of shuffles. His foot's the big one.
Ah,
bang, bang.
really close.
The training staff is out to look at Broxton right now. Good work by the truck. He beat him.
He beat him.
Now, we had to slow it down 2 or 3 times, but the fact of the matter is, he beat him.
Yeah, he beat him.
So 2 calls that don't go the Marlins' way.
That 2 outings, one against the Twins and one against the Orioles, were difficult outings. Base hit into center. DeRosa's headed to the plate. Throw will come through, and he is
out.
At the plate. Navarro denied him the plate. La Rosa puts up an argument with Greg Gibson, and here comes Eric Wedge out to argue the call. DeRosa trying to score, and Upton throws him out at the plate with some help from Deoner Navarro.
Take a look, first of all, B.J. Upton throwing a strike. I mean, a line drive, one hopper, a nice block by Navarro. That's how you block the plate. That left leg
he's
right
out.
into the runner right there. Staying right there. That's a good job by Navarro. Stayed right there, and then at the last instant. Now, the only thing he could have done a little more is get the knee down so the leg couldn't even get through his legs. But nonetheless, he stayed right there and did a good job.
Well, Eric Wedge has been ejected. Upton made a great throw.
Oh, not
Navarro,
Eric
a great job,
Wedge.
and you can see on the replay that DeRosa did not get to the plate because Navarro blocked it off. And now Wedge has been ejected. So it's still a 5-0 game.
In the game, and outfield, then struck out 3 in a row to keep him from scoring the go-ahead run.
Oh, what?
That hit him. The Mets are going to complain that he swung, and that is the ruling. The first base umpire, Hunter Wendelstedt, said, "Yeah, you swung." So he
What?
will not be
Oh,
allowed to
boy.
go to first. Bruce Bochy's going to come out and argue this call.
Oh boy, yeah, that's not gonna be good.
And he's been thrown out of the game.
Wow.
You can't.
Wow, he's quite a big man.
A judgment call of the umpire.
If he swings and it hits him, he's out. The question is, did he swing?
No.
He did not.
And the plate umpire ruled that he did not, but Hunter Wendelstedt overruled him and now has thrown Bruce Bochy out of the game besides. Switch hitters ordinarily at the top of their batting order. When Reyes is in there. Strike 3 call. Or maybe he said he swung. Molina coming up, then wind. Rolling. Jerry Manuel, the manager of the Mets, was ejected from the game as Carlos Beltran was arguing with that man, the plate umpire Doug Eddings, and then Eddings told Jerry Manuel, "Oh, go back in the dugout."
And you're out.
So both managers.
Am I doing it right?
Run.
And a big rooting section for him here.
I know some umpires like to
Well, you said welcome back.
use a huge amount of space.
Kinsler's like, you got to be kidding me.
And then Kinsler is
Oh,
hit, and
he's out.
Hello, John Lackey
Wow.
pitches in to his return. Is thrown out of the game.
Like what? What?
I'm stunned.
But I want to know what they're saying.
Yes, there's a history of bad blood between these teams. I get it. But I know Ian Kinsler just got thrown behind by Bobby Jenks not too long ago. But the Angels have been waiting for 6 weeks for John Lackey to get on the mound. 2 pitches into his return, he's done.
Yeah, that's one of those umpires I was talking about earlier that loves seeing a pissing match when he ejects a manager.
He threw him. I mean, he must have thought both of them were intentional. And the umpire has the right in his mind. If he thought the pitches were intentional, he can throw them out of the game without a warning. And he did exactly that. So John Lackey, after 2 pitches, is gone.
So much for the big rooting.
For only 2 pitches? Wow. And this is only the first inning.
Abilene, Texas native who always loves pitching.
Bottom of the first inning.
Throws 2 behind Kinsler, and Bob Davidson says that's it.
Oh, Bob Davidson. Oh.
Crew chief is getting an earful from Mike Scioscia.
Well, the Angels went deep into extra innings.
So I think like some people told me like Bob Davis is actually a really good case. In fact, I remember seeing a video him doing an interview regarding a Dodgers game in 1995 where they had 2 umpires forfeited the game and Glenn Coleman head at the time lost it when he heard that they forfeited the game. It was like, what? It's like Bob Davidson tells the story really well, and it was quite hilarious. And they had to forfeit the game because, okay, let's just look up Bob Davidson Dodgers forfeit. It's quite a funny story.
Out to third behind the bag, Sandoval. Did he keep his foot on?
What? You're calling that safe? He put his foot on it before he got there.
That's going to bring Bruce Bochy out. The foot came off, but did he get it back in time, I think is the question. And what Bruce Bochy is going to argue.
It looked like he did.
The throw was up the line, and Ishikawa came off. But I thought at first glance it looked like he got back in time. Let's take another look.
Let me see.
Plenty of time to make the throw.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he did.
Did you see from that angle?
Is he actually on the base? Is what you're saying right there?
It looks like he's touching it.
Oh yeah, you know what you see? You see the crease in the bag. You're right. Good
Yeah.
Yeah, he got back.
Yeah, that umpire had a clear view of it.
Bruce Bochy and Gary Cedars from the first base umpire.
Of course. Those of you watching, welcome to the stream. Just me watching MLB ejections for the sake of it. Just to give myself variety from playing just gaming stuff for streams.
The back kind of creases up a little bit before Eckstein's foot right there. Before X foot hits the bag. Very close play. Very, very close play. And when a player goes to get the baseball and then has to go.
Yeah, he was out, but he called him safe.
Okay. You know, that's the way I saw it.
It sounded like a broken bat.
Here's Berkman around third coming home. Ryan Braun's throw to the plate.
And
the tag is in time.
what? Oh, he threw the helmet.
The out call by Delphine Colon.
Oh, no. Oh, man.
Out of the game by Colon, and here's Cecil Cooper.
Oh, he is fuming mad.
Berkman
Cooper
was
is mad.
certain he scored on the hit by Pence, and instead it's out number 3 of the inning. And the score remains 3-1.
Yep, he's out as well. Yeah, get him, Cooper. Get him.
The tempers are heated at home plate.
Now let's take a look at it. Braun comes up with a big, strong throw. The question is to Jason Kendall, was he able to keep Lance off the home plate with that leg?
It looked like he touched the plate at the same time he tagged him.
Boy, that's a tough call. You just can't tell whether the hand got that.
Yeah, if I can get a camera angle from like behind him, like you could get a better view of it, but I don't think you know it here.
See it again as we come back with a score 3-1 after 5. Houston.
Hitters, everything just seems to work well for him.
What?
Bloomquist strikes out for the
That was a strike?
To work well for him.
That you call that a strike?
Bloomquist strikes out for the 3rd time today. This time taking a called 3rd strike. And he and
Why do these guys keep complaining but not even looking at them? They just walk away.
From Trey Hillman. And now Trey has been tossed from the game.
Yeah, of course. Why do you guys keep doing that? You know, if you got something to say to somebody, like, for example, if there's something you need to say to me, I'd rather you have it say it to my face than to say it not looking at me and walking away. That's just being passive aggressive. If you want to talk shit to me, I'd rather you do it to my face than just walking away while you're saying it. 'Cause that just means you're a coward. But I digress. Is that a NASCAR cap? If it is, why is he wearing a NASCAR cap and an MLB? Those two sports don't mix. I don't know if NASCAR could be technically a sport, but one thing.
Now the guys in the truck saying they overheard Trey saying, I've said one thing all day long. So maybe Trey's upset that, you know, he says something.
Got something in your eye?
Maybe Trey's upset, hey, I say one thing, and you're taking your mask off and throwing me out of the game. This is about as animated and heated as we've seen Trey Hillman as manager of the Royals.
Well, hopefully umpire Amos was saying that I warned you, so.
Man, even in 2009, you still had players that sported the mustaches. I mean, I would like to sport a mustache one day, particularly the type that I saw George Banks have in the Disney film Mary Poppins, but I haven't really tried to grow out a mustache myself to figure that out, whether or not that'd be the case for me. Because I'm afraid that if I do grow a mustache, some people think that it's a pedo mustache or something. But I think that only applies if it was like back in the 70s or 80s. But I was born in 1990. But I think my mom would. No, actually, she does not like facial hair. She does not like a mustache. She does not like full-grown messy beards like Tim. What was that? What's the name of that stupid Texan senator? Ted Cruz. That's his name. Yeah, like Ted Cruz. I mean, he had a nice, clean-shaven face. Why did he have to grow an ugly-ass facial beard? I don't understand. What a stupid-ass idiot. But yeah, so those kind of facial hairs that people like my mother do not like. And for a long while, she really did not like my younger brother for growing such a beard, because when he grew up, he went from resembling a Justin Bieber to a Ted Cruz. Quite the scary thought, isn't it?
Now he's going to go after Bill Hahn, who's the crew chief.
Has he been ejected? No, I think the other guy did it.
Bouncing ball to the right side. Gonzalez comes home with it.
What?
What a play by the San Diego Padres.
Wow.
But the call is safe at the plate.
What? Oh.
Safe at the plate is the call. They were saying the catcher, Hundley, was off the bag.
Yeah, it did look like it. Oh, yep, now he's out. I hope I don't get a copyright strike for any of the music that's playing in the background.
He's gone.
Yep, he's gone. Is that John McCain? That's fucking John McCain. How you doing, Maverick? We miss you.
Good old brouhaha, Senator.
Yeah, that is John McCain.
I love that. I love that. It's been a part of baseball forever, and it never gets old. Just a good old.
Then again, McCain was from Arizona, so it does make sense that he'd be in this game.
Everybody's getting thumped. Yeah, Senator, you like it as much as I do.
That's the crew chief, Mike Riley, coming in to break things up.
Well, the call was safe at the plate. And Eric Cooper maintained that Nick Hundley came off the bag. It's a super play by Gonzalez. Let's see if you can see right there, immediate on the call.
Wow.
Wow, okay.
I'll agree to disagree with the call there.
To focus so much on McCain.
It just shows you that it's early. Keep playing hard and see what happens.
Pitch
what?
is a swing by Suzuki. Bob Guerin is immediately out of the dugout.
Wait, what?
He said
He swung at it. Oh boy.
The runner Kennedy is safe at second, I believe. Or is he? He's walking off.
And it's only the first hit
Interference?
down in the first inning, and
Oh,
If
you
he's
know
going
what?
back, it's got to be interference.
I think you're right, Ray. I think he did call interference.
But if it's interference and it's then Kennedy is out at second.
don't tell me you're gonna get ejected in the bottom of the first inning.
Well, Suzuki's leaving.
If he went across the plate and Jojima made contact with him, then it's a double play.
Then it should be, you're right.
Yeah.
So it's a strikeout, and the interference eliminates the runner. Kennedy's not sure what's going on. He's just kind of standing in between first and second.
He said that was a swing, and he went going to first base, and that's where he called interference.
Oh, now we're getting interference.
That's not a swing. got to be kidding me.
Yeah, that's not.
So really, when you look at the
Oh, wait.
replay, it certainly does not look like a swing, and it doesn't look like interference.
Well, there's
either.
definitely no contact. If we can look at the replay again, you definitely see no contact. And Suzuki's trying to avoid being hit by the ball.
Batting the third position, designated hitter.
Well, Kennedy is at second.
Oh boy.
He just threw out Garrett.
Bob Garen got thrown out.
Oh, Bob Garrett.
And now Dana Demuth, who's the crew chief, is coming down to try to restore some order.
Can anyone tell me what those hats?
Pointed to Suzuki, which would indicate
Why the managers and umpires are wearing those hats? I know it's like for certain occasions whenever they wear different kind of hats. Because usually umpires wear black hats with the MLB logo on the top. Although there was a time in, like, I think from 2021 to 2022 or 23 that for some reason the umpires had those stupid FTX patches on their shirts. I'm not sure why, considering we all know what happened with FTX and their boss, who has been found guilty on all counts, by the way, in case you didn't know.
Oh, no, we don't know.
And, you know, that is a horrible, we've talked about it often, and even Bob Watson said there's no way a home plate umpire should ever call a check swing. He can't watch the ball and watch the swing at the same time. It's a different view, a different perspective from behind than first or third, depending on a right-handed or left-handed batter. You cannot see it.
Well, it is.
He called it himself. He called it a swing.
So it's a strikeout at a stolen base.
Yeah.
There's no interference anywhere.
I thought he had pointed at interference, and as Suzuki was going to first, he did avoid contact by Jojima. Scanlon got tossed too?
Well, maybe let's see if Bob Garen got tossed. Did they both get it? And Bob is going into the dugout.
Yep.
We'll see what he does. But he's got reason to be upset.
Oh,
I mean, that was a bad call. It should be first and second and nobody out.
Well, I just wonder if Jim Scanlon got tossed and Bob went out to protect him.
It looks
Fine.
like Bob
I
did
got
not
more
do that.
animated, for God's sake.
Hayes lose their hitting coach, but not their manager.
Don't look like he got ejected.
Well, and Bob, I wonder if Ted and Larry have been tossed from the bench.
Well, we'll see as the inning progresses here.
There's that hat again.
I know for a fact that starting pitchers on days they don't pitch, a lot of times they like to watch the game in the video room just to see what the opposing hitters are swinging at, what are they hitting, what are they not hitting, and certainly if you've been watching this game up in the video room, you've seen the number of pitches that Bob Davidson has missed in this game, and perhaps Ted Lilly and or Larry Rothschild just thought it was time to point it out to Bob Davidson.
Oh boy, Bob Davidson again. At least it's not Tim McClellan.
Take on McLeod. Knocked down, and Morgan's going to try to score. Might be a play.
Safe! Oh boy, he's mad.
Got him. And Lou's got to come out to keep his pitcher in the ballgame. Well,
Too late for that.
You can't do that, Carlos. Come on, Carlos. You got to be careful. He bumped him, and that might be a suspension for Zambrano.
What did he do?
And Lou's got to come out to keep his pitcher in the ballgame. Well, he bumped him. You can't do that, Carlos. Come out to keep his pitcher in the ballgame. Well, he
Bumped him? I can't tell if he did it from that angle.
Come on, Carlos. You got to be careful.
It was like...
He bumped him, and that might be a suspension for Zambrano. Lou has got, I'll tell you, Larry's coming out. They got to get Carlos off
Yeah,
the
do
field.
that. Otherwise, you're going to get suspended.
And he just throws the ball up into the bleachers. Didn't quite get there, but he is.
Why didn't you just toss it?
He had an argument.
If you're gonna if you get tossed down, you still have a ball and glove. Just toss it over to the fans, for God's sakes. Give them a souvenir.
It's a 2-2 tie.
That's what I would do. Oh, jeez. Oh my God. I'm sure Gatorade will be happy about that.
There's a nice play by Giovanni Soto to get on that wild pitch quickly. He blocked it. It kicked over to the third base side, tossed to Zambrano.
Yeah, I think he's out, but he calls him safe. It's like, how?
Carlos, in effect, blocked home plate away from Niger Morgan.
He blocked him. Why didn't you call interference?
You know, he might have gotten it left-handed.
Really close. I mean, Mark Carlson had a great look at it, was right there on top of the plate, could clearly see Morgan sliding in on his belly and Zambrano trying to block the plate. That slight bump there with the right arm got him ejected.
It was not much of a bump.
Threw the ball out to the warning track. That's going to cost him a little more dough. Threw his glove against the fence over in front of the dugout. That's going to probably cost him a little more.
Doesn't matter how much. Players get paid millions of dollars a year from their contract for being from playing on the team. So what do they care? It's only got to be like what, a few $1,000 or $10,000 or something like that. That's drops of pennies. By the way, I hear it's going to be discontinuing next year, but we'll see how that goes down, because I would like to have a discussion with someone about this at some point, because I know there are a few strong organizations and groups that are determined to keep the penny alive, but that's a discussion for another time.
More dough as well.
Man, that game.
Well, we'll be back. Angel Guzman is on. It's 2-2.
Poke to right.
Wait.
Kubel there for the catch.
Got it. And
here comes the runner. Here comes the throw.
Safe, yes!
Is
He is, and he's out.
It looked like he put the tag on the hand before the hand reached the plate.
Yeah.
Boy, the home plate umpire, very quick fuse right there by throwing Mike Redmond out of the ball game.
And a longer fuse, but the same conclusion here with the manager coming out. I can't believe Ron Gardenhire is going to stay.
You have to point at him.
A great throw from Jason Kubel. And at first look up here, it looked like Redmond got the hand before the hand reached the plate.
Well, let's take a look at the throw. It's a solid throw right here.
Yeah, it is a solid throw, but
and then right there.
Oh, he barely managed to get safe. He had a clear view of it.
Right there before he could touch the corner of the plate.
If he touched the corner, maybe this angle will show us whether he even touched the plate.
Right there.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, he got part of the plate, but it looked like Redmond was able to just touch him before. Like
I need to see how he reacts again here.
Yeah, he got part of the plate, but it looked like
What?
Redmond.
He didn't even make any effort to toss his mask off, to use his hand to toss his mask. His reaction just did it for him.
Touch him before that hand dropped on the plate.
Well, a costly call and a costly ejection, because now the Twins have lost the designated hitter for the balance of the game.
Yep.
And I'm sure Ron Gardenhire not too fond of the call and then the quick ejection, because now the Twins are on a real bind.
They've always been on a real bind. Uh-oh.
Real bind.
Someone call. Someone said, God damn it.
1-2 to Brendan Harris. And
Beckett.
with a profanity-laced
Yeah, that.
Brendan Harris.
Yeah, Beckett. God damn it.
And Beckett with a profanity-laced
And now Darren
sentence.
Oh, boy.
Protecting his pitcher right here.
Well, but Beckett, we could
You
hear
got
Veritek has been tossed.
What?
Francona will soon follow, I
Oh,
would
boy.
suspect.
You already tossed two catchers out, and now you're going to toss Francona out? Yep. Here we go.
4 ejections, and now Tishner almost pointing to his feet.
Like Francona wasn't surprised by it. Everybody's reaction, Francona wasn't surprised by that. Yeah, you tell him, Francona.
I think Terry Francona saying, you know what, both sides have been unhappy with your strike zone here this afternoon.
and some of your calls.
Well, I'm sorry, the breaking ball to Harris looked like it was a strike, and that pitch.
Yeah, get him.
Francona's getting his money's worth. But now both catchers have been thrown out of the game. The difference, of course, on the Boston side, they have Kataris on the bench. The Twins did not have Mauer on the bench.
Well, Beckett's the one, I think, that started this right here. I mean, it's a pretty good pitch to Harris. It had plenty of...
Well, that looked like a ball.
And you can see Beckett's reaction, and now Veritek is going to stand in for his pitcher and take all the abuse. And whatever he says right here, you see Veritek. I don't know if Veritek says anything right there.
I don't mean disrespect to Beckett, but it looked like a ball there.
I thought it was Beckett utter a profanity.
No, it's like just like your profanity that you use alone is not going to get you tossed. It's always the magic words. I mean, it's not cursing that's gonna get you tossed. Those aren't the magic words. This isn't fucking church or anything like that. It's like the magic word. It always like varies, but generally it's you don't make it personal towards the umpire himself or herself. Because when you do that, that's when you get ejected. That and arguing balls and strikes or drawing up the strike zone is an automatic ejection. Or even tossing your helmet can get you ejected.
But of course you can't argue balls and strikes. And that's what Veritek is doing. And Francona just couldn't get there in time to keep his catcher in the game.
Next video is June.
Right back to him.
Eric Moss was Pittsburgh.
He goes to second for one. Valdez quickly to first. He got him. Double
what?
play. Bang, bang
That
at
does.
first base.
Oh, bait.
And Nigel Morgan's just been thrown out of
Yeah,
the
because he
ballgame.
lost his helmet. It didn't look like he was out.
Tim McClellan
Oh, not Tim McClellan.
has just run Nigel Morgan out of this game.
Oh God, Tim McClellan. Oh boy, his name is quite infamous. Going back to the 1980s, where there was a game with Kansas City, I think, involving George Brett, because he got a home run, but Tim McClellan took issue with the bat he was using. It wasn't corked or anything, but the reason why he nullified the home run and tossed George Brett out was because there was a bit too much pine tar on the bat. And the way McClellan was like going at like figuring all this out was in a way that the color commentators have never seen something like that before. I mean, if it was a corked bat, then that would be clear as day. Like with, what was it, Sammy Sosa or Barry Bonds? I think it was Barry Bonds. Or was it Sosa? Yeah, I want to say it was Sosa that had the corked bat. Because I remember seeing that in an episode of Mythbusters years ago when they were testing the myth if a corked bat gives you an advantage compared to an uncorked bat. They didn't show how they do it because MLB didn't want them to show how a bat is corked. And they also had a special guest, Roger Clemens, there.
Well, it was a close play when Wright got him last inning, and Nigel thought he might have been safe. This time, he was convinced that he beat the play.
But Tim McClellan, my God. And if you watch that like ejection Tim McClellan did to George Brett, you could see George's reaction was just, he was furious. He really wanted to smack McClellan dead straight, but he was just, as the color commentators said, forcibly restrained at that point. It was just, he was not happy. He was all red, mad in the face. And rightfully so. Although, after that game, it was like ruled that home run should not have been nullified. And his team and Georgia's team went to win the next game as well.
Niger throwing his helmet down. Following the first base umpire, who has a very quick hook here. I mean, a close play at second base. Bang, bang. Morgan felt that he beat the throw.
When did Tim McClellan retire?
He did.
Yeah,
He did beat it.
And so Niger upset, throws his helmet straight down, and immediately was run out of the ball game by McClellan. A very quick hook by the first base umpire, crew chief.
In all of baseball.
What happened?
In all of baseball.
Ooh.
High fly ball left field. Should do it.
Yeah, it's getting caught.
Under it to retire the side. So we're going to head to the bottom of the ninth in a 10-5 game. Apparently is what Mike Lowell was beefing about with Bob Davidson.
I believe it was the second.
Yeah, he's still alive. Tim McClellan, he's 73. When did he retire? Yeah, it was in 1983. Oh, he was the plate umpire for the... It was Sammy Sosa with the corked bat. He was the on-plate umpire at that time? Wow. He's 73, okay. Pitcher Zach Grenick says of McClellan's tight strike zone. For some reason, he's the one umpire that scares me. I have nightmares about him. Wow.
And it's a breaking ball, and he started chirping right away. And when the at-bat was done, and when he flew out, obviously he had some...
Wait, when did he retire? 2013.
Got Bay coming up next. 3-1 pitch, way inside. Ball 4. That's going to make it 3-2. And now we'll see what Leland wants to do. That's 5 walks, and that's going to be it.
Oh boy.
Really, no choice for the skipper here. The Tigers got 3, but they have given 2 back. The bases remain loaded. Euclid gets an RBI, his 34th.
Oh God, my ear is ringing.
And the Tigers are going to the bullpen. So Dontrell Willis taken out of the game here. Wallside Windows pitching change. Tigers lead by a run. We'll be back.
I feel like yep, Leland's been ejected.
He apparently is talking about the outside corner of the plate and maybe Dontrell getting squeezed a little bit. That's all we can think of here. Who knows? But they went at it pretty good.
Did Jim get kicked out of the game?
I don't know.
I don't know. They didn't show it because they went to commercial.
Numbers on Willis, and apparently he was tossed out
Hey
of the
folks,
game.
John Matter here with Ace Hardware.
Lloyd McClendon. So what was a 3-0 Tigers lead is now 3-2, and the Red Sox coming back. And here comes Leland. This is just moments ago. He gave the card to Lloyd McClendon.
Yeah, he's been ejected.
So apparently the skipper has been ejected from this game. So the current skipper hands it off to the former skipper.
Kind of stirs up the offense too. Got him with a breaking ball, Mike Cameron.
Oh boy.
Barks at Marvin Hudson.
Careful, careful, and of course he's out.
I think Mike Cameron made his point, but the second time
Don't be pointing at it. Don't be touching it. Don't you put your finger on him.
And Maka has to come out and separate them.
It's like what Earl would say. Don't put your finger on me again.
Just lost his best defensive outfielder.
This looked like a pretty good pitch here by Soriano. And yeah, you know, it might have been down a little bit, but that crossed the plate at the knee. So to me, that's a strike. Even though I am a hitter, I like to see balls for hitters, but that's a pretty good pitch by Rafael.
And that was that second comment he fired in there that got him tossed. Innings last night, I think he threw about 20.
Is this the same? This isn't the same game, is it?
Chipper off his glove.
No, I
Escobar
can't.
barehand has a shot.
What?
argument from John Russell. Field routine 5-6-3.
Better be careful. Doug Eddings has a very short fuse.
And you just rest your case. Russell, you're going to get ejected as well if you're not careful.
Perry Hill's a very mild-mannered, easygoing guy. But he must have said the magic word.
Perry Hill's one of the finest defensive infield instructors in the game. And he's been kicked out by Doug Eddings on a bang-bang play off the bat of Delwyn Young. Chipper knocked it down. Escobar picked it up with a bare hand and threw a laser to retire a man that would have represented the tying run for the Pirates.
Well, it took all of Escobar's arm to make that happen. Dana DeMuth has walked all the way down from home plate to try to break up this discussion, to try to move the game along.
And that spot where Young, who's a switch hitter, batting from the right side, that cost him a quarter step.
Wow.
Over to Escobar, bare hand.
Do you make it? Yeah, he was safe.
Braves got a break.
Everybody did what they were supposed to do. Good stretch by Greg Norton. But Doug Eddings missed that one. Foot down, ball not in the glove. Break for Atlanta.
Street TV. What is that from? Tampa Bay and LA Angels.
1-0 pitch up again.
Wow.
The 2-0. Upton takes a strike.
What? That's not a strike.
All right. Just got to forget about that one. I mean, that was a little help right there after a talk. I mean, you know, it doesn't have to be a strike, and I understand where BJ's talking about. The guy's all over the place.
Here it is. That's wide. 3 balls and a strike. 3-1 to Upton. And he takes it for strike 2.
What? Oh boy, this is gonna be. The next pitch is gonna be. Oh.
Foul. That's going to carry out a play. 3-2 again.
Okay, foul.
Upton swings and it's a fly.
Oh man, he's gonna catch it.
Torrey Hunter's there.
Damn
makes
it.
the catch. And that's the first out here in the ninth. So Fuentes gets Upton. Upton has words here.
Oh
with
boy.
Mark Wegner, and now Wegner has thrown him out. Upton didn't like 2 of those calls and said something
Joe
from
Madden.
afar, and Wegner has ejected Upton. And now Joe Madden tries to get in between Upton on his way to Wegner. So BJ has been ejected.
Maybe it's the difference
No, he's
possibly
what?
in the game. A first and second, nobody out with Crawford up here because a couple of those balls were very marketable.
Towards first,
Ooh.
LaRoche.
Wait, what?
Caps late getting over.
What? How?
Wow.
Careful now, don't say anything that's gonna get you tossed. Oh, here comes Cox.
Keeping Kelly away, Bobby Cox.
Oh, Bobby Cox. Was it Bobby Cox the one that has the most ejections on his record?
That's the second one Knight has missed against Atlanta today. One on a base runner for Pittsburgh, and now Kelly Johnson. It looked like he beat Caps to the bag.
And Bobby saying that's twice.
Brian Knight had a bad night here Monday night behind the plate, and then got aired out all the way to the locker room by John Russell on what he thought was a bad call at home plate that ended the game. It's stopped by LaRoche. That saved a double. Foot races on. Tie goes to the runner, if there is such a thing.
What do you mean it can't be reached? Here we go.
Safe. Safe.
To have 3-2, and he is out looking, and Wright cannot believe the call. He was taking a step toward first base, and the Mets have not really.
Yeah, he holds the record for the most ejections. 158 plus 3 postseason ejections, so that brings it to 161. Wow.
Had the plate coverage almost middle of the plate. David Wright just saw that pitch is down.
And now Jerry Manuel has been thrown out. He'd been barking at Wolf for most of the game. So Wright gets in, or should I say Manuel gets in. A couple of final words. And his day is done.
And rightly so. I mean, I think the Mets bench and Jerry Manuel in particular have felt like several calls have gone against them, namely a couple of check swings and key situations when the Mets had the bases loaded and nobody out earlier in this game.
Carlos Gomez.
Half swing. And Rodriguez throws to third, thinking it was strike 3.
What?
I think he thought there was a foul tip.
Well, Rodriguez looking in the dugout for help. He thought he maybe heard Jerry Lane say strike 3. He kind of pointed to his ear right there.
Or perhaps, why didn't you hear the foul tip that I heard? There was no appeal, and Rodriguez immediately threw the ball to third. See if we can see the ball tick the bat.
Hard to see really because it's so quick. Take another look. We were going to slow it down, but.
And now Jerry Lane and Cecil Cooper exchange.
Isn't it amazing how umpires can't hear the tick, but they can hear the manager yell at you.
Well, you can't argue balls and strikes, and that's the crux of this whole discussion. First with Rodriguez, then with Cooper.
Now, I'm assuming he threw out Cooper. He may have thrown out somebody else on the bench, too. So we'll have to wait and see exactly who Jerry Lane threw out.
Well, Lane let Rodriguez have his demonstration, and I don't doubt for a minute that Rodriguez thought he heard a foul tip. But Cooper trying to deflect some of the attention away from his catcher to keep the catcher in the game. And now Cecil Cooper trying to get his money's worth.
Yep.
I guess, by the way,
Yeah, despite having 162 total ejections, having the most ejections of any manager, he is still in the Hall of Fame.
And reading lips can be dangerous, but I'm pretty sure I heard or saw Jerry Lane say the words foul tip. So I think that's what upset Rodriguez first, and then the Houston manager.
Boom, boom, boom. Please don't copyright. Please don't flag me, Queen.
See if we can hear it.
Oh, I heard it.
I say it happened so quick. And all Jerry Lane wanted to find out from the first base umpire, did he go too far or not?
But Renard Park.
Very close. But it's ball 1-1-2. What happens when you miss location a little bit? He's setting up outside here, and he throws his ball on the inside corner. This looks like a strike to me. Yes, it was.
Drew to left field. Anderson going back over his head and off the wall. Kotaras is going to try and score. Throw goes to second. He will, and the Red Sox take a 5-4 lead.
Yeah.
Well, instead of strike 3 to Drew, he gets another chance to take a hack, and he lines it off the wall to put the Red Sox on top 5-4.
Ooh, yeah, Red Sox.
Chance, he gets a breaking ball. This is a pretty good breaking ball, I thought.
Well, the Red Sox can win more games this year.
This ball and smokes it, really. This ball's not just slicing down the line. This ball hits the wall. One hop, he has no chance to go to second base. RBI, base hit off the wall.
Oh, boy.
He's upset about the pitch before.
Wow.
And he's out.
Tossed, and now Cox has been tossed. Chipper Jones going to get tossed soon, too. This has happened very quickly, and you can understand it. Flaherty, and more guys are getting tossed. Chipper's gone, too.
More guys are getting tossed?
Coaches coming from everywhere to try to help this out.
Don't think that was a strike. And the umpire almost knows it too. That's why he's ready. He's got that short fuse because he knows he missed it too. So why he doesn't want to hear anything about it. And they know it, and they start hooking guys.
We will step aside as 3 Braves have been ejected in this quick exchange. It's 5-4 Red Sox.
And we'll go back to that pitch, that 0-2 pitch that was set up outside. He comes inside. That looks like a strike, strike 3. Next pitch, he throws a little breaking ball here that doesn't go down enough, and J.D. Drew hits this ball bullet off the wall, base hit RBI. And you see Cox, he is not happy. Nobody's happy.
Cox.
The pitcher
Yep.
obviously was not happy.
Of course.
He throws him out first, then he goes to Chipper Jones, and Chipper's not real thrilled either. And he's going to hook him too.
Yeah, for pointing in his face directly.
The only guy that doesn't get hooked is Bobby Cox, who gets hooked just to stay in shape. I mean, they are upset because they know that pitch was a strike, and I think the umpire knows it was a strike, and he doesn't want to hear about it.
Why did he not call it a strike? Why did he think it was a ball?
Because he always gets.
Nope, they're all gone.
He leads the world in getting kicked out. Bobby Cox.
All 3. He was second on the list.
He was second. Okay, and then Chipper was third.
Chipper was last to the party.
And then Chipper smashed into Bobby, and Bobby smashed into the umpire almost.
Down in the zone, which is a heck of a way to pitch. Now Jimmy, slow roller.
Oh my God!
Whoa!
What?
He missed him. Ty Wigginton did not.
He didn't tag him.
But Larry Vanover calls him out. Here comes Charlie.
Okay, Bob. Okay, Charlie. Here we go.
Wheels, I think he missed him.
Didn't look like he tagged him.
I don't think he tagged him.
No, he didn't.
He didn't say it out of the baseline or anything. No, he missed him. I wonder if Charlie Relaford could help on that one.
Well, they hardly ever ask.
I doubt they will. He didn't tag him.
Yeah, here it is. It looked like Jimmy made a heck of a move here, and he never touched it.
Whoa! Don't touch me, bro. Look at that. Yeah, no, he didn't touch him.
And Vanover never motioned that he ran out of the baseline.
No, he never did. Bob.
For help either on that one. There's no, I can't imagine Charlie Relaford will overturn it.
Now when a guy's two inches, 5, 10 feet away.
Yeah, he was safe.
85 feet away.
Call him out.
Or 80 feet away or whatever.
Charlie's going to get thrown out for this game, I would think. I mean, he's following Vanover now.
Surprised he hasn't yet.
Said to him, what do you want? Okay.
Wow. Okay.
See, Vanover said to him, what do you want? Now get his money's worth.
See, here's the thing. I wonder. It's odd because he's so close to that play. How he didn't see it.
He didn't see it.
Now he's going to give Charlie Relaford an earful.
Thing on the list is Don McGraw. 121.
They missed it.
How many ejections was Kelly?
Charlie's going to watch
52
the rest of this ball
over.
game of his Father's Day from his office.
Yeah, he was never out. He was.
Now, if he'd have pointed and said he ran out of the baseline, that's another whole issue. But he didn't. He just said he tagged him, I guess. Jimmy's looking like, what? He didn't touch me.
I just made a great move around that guy.
Yeah, exactly. And he.
Just off the corner. I think Thornton wanted that. AJ wants it out.
Where's the audio? Okay.
Well, the Kansas Cities and the Clevelands struggling somewhat. Kansas City losers of 5 in a row coming into tonight's action. The Indians losers of 6 in a row. And Joe West has heard enough.
Oh, he tossed him.
Now we'll see who exactly he threw out.
I'm the worst lip reader in the world. I wish I could read lips.
Well, Joe is saying, I thought you were talking to me. Maybe he said, are you talking to me?
You talking to me? Yep.
In the major leagues.
Tough league, that International League.
Got it!
What?
Joe Girardi will argue.
Oh, here he comes.
Kelleher, Gardner picked off. The first one was close. The second one got him. And Bill Welke hearing it from Joe Girardi.
Joe Girardi talked today about how there's a lot of frustration when you're not swinging the bats well. There's got to be a lot of frustration on his shoulders, too, having to watch it.
He's going to get thrown out.
Yeah, I can't imagine
Yeah,
he's going to make it through this.
Joe is
especially when
quite
he's saying he could see from the dugout.
got quite the amount of energy in. There he goes.
That's what he wanted.
Yeah.
And a kick of the dirt, too.
He wasn't going to leave until he got thrown out, and Bill Welke asked him if that's what he wanted. It was an opportunity for the Yankee manager to vent some of his frustration. Huge lead for Gardner. And appeared to be safe.
That's one thing Girardi could argue, and he was safe. Did Medlin stop, or does he have to stop as he begins to make that pickoff move? Do you want to leave? Okay.
Over 1,000 starts. So when you have that kind of pitching staff, you know you're going to win a lot of ball games. So they just do the things they need to do to stay in games and win ball games. And Euclid saying that pitch was a little bit low.
Oh my God.
And Bob Davidson saying it was right there.
Oh, it's Bob David.
Not agreeing.
Right where?
Right where? Right there?
And now he's hearing it from the dugout. Bob Davidson has a very short fuse. We've seen that over the years. That's Dave Magadan.
Yep.
And it looks like Magadan, the hitting coach, has been thrown out. Umpires do not like ball and strike confrontations, and they don't put up with much. And this is one of the quicker veteran umpires out there.
Dave Magadan, an ex-league hitting instructor, And I'm sure he's just asking where was the pitch. And then I saw what Terry Francona was doing. He was saying, listen, the game's out there. Get out of our dugout. And that's what I'm sure he's saying right now.
And this is getting heated. Terry Francona is hot. And Bob Davidson probably said to Dave Magadan, how can you see the pitch from that dugout over there?
Well, here's the pitch on the Northrop Grumman pitch track. It is down. But we'll take it as a strike on our side. But Kevin Youkilis is just asking, okay, where was the pitch? But then Bob Davidson is listening to some of the heckling coming out of the Boston dugout. And that is what got a lot of the coaches dander up. And what Terry Francona was saying as I was reading his lips is, okay, once you told us to be quiet, it was over. But you continued jawing into the dugout, and ultimately Dave Magadan got tossed.
Yeah.
And again, the 3-2 pitch. And strike three called as Hairston was on his way to first. And he gives that little blast.
Oh, boy.
And he's thrown out of the ball game.
He's thrown out of the ball game.
Throws out Scott Hairston. Hairston said the magic words.
Well, it's almost automatic. You can start arguing about balls and strikes, but I think you're right. Probably a couple of extra words, and now Buddy Black's going to get tossed as well.
So Buddy Black and Scott Hairston have all been, or both been, let's put it that way, ejected from this ball game. And this is getting a little bit out of hand right now. First base coach Rick Renteria was sprinting down toward the plate, and home plate umpire Marvin Hudson said, just hang in there, you know. Cool your heels down there, son.
We'll take a look at the last pitch. It's what upset Hairston.
He may have had a little bit of a complaint with that pitch, to tell you the truth.
It was right on the corner and borderline up. As you mentioned, as he was walking by, said something about it, and that was it. Buddy Black, I'm sure frustrated with the way things have gone this year, came out, let him know how he felt about it, too.
Hit him? That hit it. Or did it hit the bat and him?
Well, if it is fingers, it's
Jerry Lane indicating it was a dead ball. And John Russell coming out along with the trainer Brad Henderson.
There's going to be a discussion about this.
And he's trying to show Jerry Lane it hit him on the finger. John Russell doesn't look happy. I don't think Morgan's going to first. Russell and Jerry Lane having words at the plate.
You got to fight this one for a while. And if he's made a decision, there's not much you can do about it.
I mean, the evidence is right in front of him. Nyjer Morgan listening on intently. And
oh, there he
John
goes.
Russell's just been run. Second time in his career as a big league skipper he's been run. Bob Davidson ran him last year in a game, and now Jerry Lane sends him.
Bob David.
And now he's going to get his money's worth. And all he's going to do is look at the fingers of Nyjer Morgan.
This might be as animated as I've seen John Russell.
Well, the skipper's going to go check on his player.
There might be another back-end conversation, too, with Jerry.
Here it comes. Well, Jerry Lane's just turned his back to John Russell, and the manager doesn't like it. He's already been thrown out of the game.
Quite a quiet.
And sometimes when a skipper gets run, that can fire up the ball club. And John's going back for more.
Well, the thing is,
doesn't sound like a huge crowd there, Day.
He's out there with him.
And again, not every ball game have a full house.
Well, this has to be one of the longer arguments you're ever going to see. And the fans showing their appreciation for JR, John Russell. He's out. Gary Varsho, the bench coach, will take over as he heads up the tunnel. But, man.
One day I would like to see,
what we can see here.
man. See how they'll
he got
react
hit
to
on
me.
the finger. But Jerry Lane disagreed. 0-2 pitch pulled up the right side.
He had a left shoulder contusion back in April. He also had a left ankle sprain at the end of that month. So it looks like he's physically starting to round into shape.
Hot and fresh pizza.
That curveball right there from Mark Carlson.
Yeah, he is certainly phased. You can see him come off the mound.
Go for some hot and fresh pizza.
And say something into his glove. It's a ball and 2 strikes. Hammered and not caught by Feliz. He got glove on the baseball.
Oof.
And now Lynn turns for third. He gets there safely. As Millar hits it so hard that Feliz can't make the catch.
Oh boy.
Charlie Manuel slowly makes his way to the mound.
Why do the umpires always have to eavesdrop on their conversations?
This is a very interesting and somewhat animated conversation, and finally now he summons Chan Ho Park from the bullpen. So a dejected Hamels leaves, and in comes Park.
Yep. Yeah, he knew that was good. That.
I'm right out front with my superstition.
Yeah.
What? Oh, balk.
Olivo. Thrown to the
He wants to get thrown out, I guess.
Phil Cuzzy says, let's go.
I have to get thrown out of here. Yep, he's out.
Tossed. And then he just bumps Phil Cuzzy.
Yep.
Oh, he did?
What was the point in all of that?
So that'll cost him some games.
The game is over.
Even though I have the air conditioner on, I still feel muggy.
Why do that? It's just not using your head.
Brushy. See this big brushy mustache I got? Something? Uh-oh. What if he bumped him?
Check the swing.
Looked like the umpire reacted to it.
Wow. Greg, I don't think he swung at all. I don't think he swung at all.
Trey Hillman still out there.
I can see why he was so mad.
Bases loaded, 2 down, bottom of the 7th. Drive down a pair. And a little squibber up
That's
the
sick.
first baseline.
Oh, he went outside the
And it's a foul
baseline.
ball. Floyd wanted to grab it in fair territory because he knew he had Garco dead to rights.
What?
But by the time he grabbed it, home plate umpire Scott Berry signaled foul ball.
It's
Foul?
his call
What?
before it gets to first base, and Floyd thought he had it. Floyd thought he had
Oh,
it in
foul.
fair
Kidding
territory.
me?
That's why he picked it up. Konerko is trying to say he's going to come now and try and get some help. But you watch Wedge come out now. If they change that call, Phil Cuzzy at first. To me, it was awfully close. It could have been a fair ball because I think that's why he picked it up. He realized Garco was in front of him. He had time to get it and still throw to first base. He's perched.
By the way,
up,
one of the
flexed out,
managers is
step
gonna
ready
get
to come out if
pissed.
they change it.
His head may come off his shoulders if they overturn this.
See?
To me, it was very close. I thought it was going to be fair. That's why he picked it up. I mean, he realized that Garco was in front of him.
Which one's gonna lose their head?
Overturned.
Oh boy!
Unbelievable.
They overturn it.
Comes Eric Wedge, and I'm telling you what, folks,
It's
he won't
your
be
yellow
around
out. Can't argue the.
Tom Hallion, the crew chief, is trying to intercede, but Eric Wedge is going to give him a face full.
He'll be gone. He'll be out of here.
Eric Wedge is saying if it's his call, how can he be overruled once he already made the call? And there he goes.
There he goes.
Ejected, and I knew that was coming. But seriously, Rick, once you make a call, he made the decisive call. How can he be then overruled?
They may be asking him to go get some help, and he might have felt he didn't see it. Maybe a player blocked him out in that situation. I don't know. But I knew this was going to happen. Let's look at it right now. You see, he comes off. It's still fair. It's still fair. It's still fair. It is fair. It is fair. It is fair. If it's on the line, that's a fair ball. That's a fair ball. It's on the line. Now, maybe Garko got in his way. Look where he's at. He's behind the plate.
Yeah, that was not foul.
That's still a fair ball. That's a fair ball. That, to me, that's right. That's close. But, I mean, from that angle there, it looked fair. But he originally called it foul.
Correctly overturned it.
From that curveball to that slider, especially with the hardness of it, he's made that adjustment pretty good.
Hit the bag. That's a fair ball. Kubel never left the box.
Wait, that was a fair ball?
It went off of his foot. It sure sounded like it went off the plate. Although Ron Gardenhire comes sprinting out of the third base dugout. He's pointing down to third saying, hey, why don't you ask another umpire?
Yep. Okay. Yep.
Or maybe even look at the baseball and see if there is any shoe polish on the ball.
Well, players don't use
shoe polish
anymore. We used to use real shoe polish on our shoes, but I don't think they do that anymore.
How would you use shoe polish on a ball?
He is just begging Larry Vanover to ask Charlie Relaford, the third base umpire and crew chief. Just ask him. And I don't blame him. I mean,
yeah, just ask him. What are you?
Well, it's really not that big a deal to get an opinion of your third base. I mean, you're just wasting time on the field. You can really calm things down. It didn't have to get to this point.
Charlie Relaford wants to help out. Now, if this...
Yep, it's gone.
Gardenhire's gone. Now Charlie Relaford is going to come in to help break it up. If this was any other situation, Relaford would have come on. But he knew that it wasn't until the invitation of Larry Vanover and that he played a role in Gardenhire getting ejected. And this, to me, Frank, it doesn't matter whether this benefits the Royals or benefits the Twins. I have always had an issue when an umpire doesn't ask one of the other three guys.
Well, and plus Charlie Relaford's the crew chief too.
Our umpires
ask. This really didn't have to get to this point right here. All he wanted to do was have him ask. And if Charlie Relaford said, "Look, I thought it was a fair ball," then that would have been fine too.
It did go off of his foot. May have gotten a piece of his foot. It sure sounded like it went off the plate.
No, it didn't.
It may have gotten a little piece of his foot. I'll tell you what.
I think if it hit his foot, it would have gone in a different direction. Then.
Lost him. 4 straight pitches. Both of his walks in this inning have come on 4 consecutive pitches.
But being very careful to J.J. Hardy to bring Ryan Braun to the plate. Ryan 2 for 2. Both of his base hits coming on fastballs.
Dan Worthen, the Mets pitching coach, giving Santana a breather. Martinez lost his footing in center field. Should have been a routine out for out number 2. Instead, he slipped and fell, and the ball dropped in.
And the Brewers
and the umpires got
are
ease
right
off
where
on
they
the
want to be in their order right now with Braun and Fielder, and the bases loaded.
Well, first two at bats for Ryan Braun. Santana has busted him inside with fastball. Let's see if he does it again or goes with a changeup.
Yeah, there he goes.
Gordon has just been thrown out. The Mets pitching coach just got tossed by Jim Wolf. Gordon followed him back to the home plate area.
Well, we've been talking up here about how tight that inside corner is for Johan Santana. Apparently, the Mets pitching coach didn't like the strike zone, and he got thumbed. He's gone.
Jim Wolf, the brother of a major league pitcher, Randy Wolf.
Randy Wolf.
Sending the pitching coach to the showers.
Well, it looked like Jim Wolf gave him a little bit of a leash. He allowed him to say his piece, but I think that little bit of a nudge with the elbow got Wolf's attention and he threw him out.
All right, so I think I'm gonna conclude this stream tonight. Getting muggy, I'm a bit tired. Yeah, I've been very tired recently, so I need to get back to the gym more. But hopefully, I'll be able to stream the rest of Silent Hill this week. And yeah, thank you so much for watching. If you like this, feel free to tell me.